Good day to you, my client. I'm so happy to see you here. I believe by now you are so confident that we're going to win this trial because we are victorious, and by now you should know that we are getting ready and we are finishing off with the roles that you are to play before you get to face the trial of stagnation versus progress. Are you ready? Then if you are ready, then join me as I give you the final proceedings or the final advice. Yay!
Christ is my judge and my advocate, and I work for him as a lawyer.
And we are still continuing with the historian from the Constitution of John chapter 5 verses 8 downwards. Right now, I want you to know that this historian had finally come out of the prison doors of stagnation of he not receiving his healing, and he had received his healing because he had encountered the judge. Now, I want you to know that anytime you encounter your judge and you bring forth your issue of reasons why you have been in the prison doors of stagnation, because he's a judge of mercy, he will automatically let you come out of the prison doors of stagnation. However, you can miss the judge again with his capabilities. You might need a lot of things that will make you know your rights as a citizen of heaven. And that was basically what happened to this historian. He had come out of the prison doors of stagnation, but he hadn't realized who he had or the rights he had with the judge, who was Jesus. And this was seen as he was going, as he was holding his mat, as he was walking. He didn't know that the person he had encountered was above all laws, that he was Jesus, that he gives salvation and all of that. He didn't recognize that it was really him because he didn't bother to ask. And because there were lots of distractions. You clearly see this in 13. It says that now the man who had been healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn as there was a crowd in the place. Now, my judge can actually withdraw. You can come out of the prison doors of stagnation, but you can still be in distractions. You can still be in a lot of crowd that will prevent or withdraw Jesus or the judge. And that's what happened. This man had lots and lots of crowds around. That's what Jesus would do. But then because my judge still pleads for us, even if we sin, he still had compassion and came back to meet the man in the temple and told this historian that, see, go and sin no more. So this man needed to know the root of his problem, or else he would have come back to the prison doors of stagnation. And because he had encountered the judge, and the judge pleads for people even if we sin, his eyes were opened to see that it was indeed Jesus he had encountered. And now Jesus was still pleading for him, came back to him, told him not to go back to his sin, and then told him the root of his problem, that his root of his problem, or the root of his being in the prison doors of stagnation, was as a result of his sin. So I want you to know that you can encounter the judge. He can make you come out of the prison doors of stagnation. But then if you do not communicate to him, you do not talk to him with the rules that I told you, communicating to him, recognizing him as Jesus, recognizing him, having an encounter with him as a friend, and all of that, reading a Bible, praying to him, you might not get to the information of the root of your problem, of your being in the prison doors of stagnation. And for all you know, you might end up coming or returning to the prison doors of stagnation. And then you will be asking yourself, what happened? I got my healing, but I'm sick again. What happened? I got my breakthrough, but I'm suffering again. What is happening? Because you missed it. You didn't recognize who the judge was. He had given you freedom, but then you are still in the same roots which you do not know about. And that was what happened. So my judge is ready to tell you the root of your problem. That's if you are ready to sit at his feet humbly, asking him questions, communicating to him, praying, reading your Bible, to tell you the reason why you have been in the prison doors of stagnation, which I cannot do that for you. So I urge you, my client, if you really want to know the root of your being in the prison doors of stagnation, you might come out freely because the judge might sign off your final verdict. But if you do not know who you are, or the person standing in front of you, or the judge standing in front of you, who he is, you might never know the root of your problem, and you might end up getting back to the prison doors of stagnation, which I can't do for you. I can help you, but then you also have to help yourself. Alright, so I hope that this historian will be an example to you to recognize who Jesus is, not just as a mere healer, but then you can also have a conversation with him to know the root of your being in the prison doors of stagnation. My judge still pleads for us even if we sin, and that was what basically was seen. This judge or Jesus didn't give up on the historian. How much more you that you've accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior? You know Jesus, you know He's your salvation, that you have come, you have presented your issue to Him, and He won't give up on you. He's able to do far more abundantly what we ask in His name. He's able to do all the promises that He has said He will do. He's able to fulfill all of those things. So I want you to know that don't give up. Don't give up. You have come out, or as you face a trial, there's going to be so much evidence to prove that you are coming out of the prison doors of stagnation. But as you keep working, get closer to Jesus, know who He really is, so that He still help you to know who you are, to know the rights that you have in Jesus, the authority that you have as a child of God. So get up, have faith, get ready, for our judge is going to plead for us even if we sin in the courtroom. Get ready, for we are victorious. We will win the trial. Alright, it was great having you, my client. See you in the courtroom.